Kids, listen to your mother.
Mom!
Welcome to Between Us Moms with Katie Crafts-Morg and Hallie Stevens-Drake.
Today's guest is someone you already know and absolutely love, Caroline Baudino, aka our favorite influencer, Shop with Caroline. And if you need a reminder to get up, get dressed, and go after what you want, this episode is for you. From accessible style to powerful encouragement, Caroline motivates women to look and feel their best at any age. She's the host of the Coming in Hot podcast, a motivator at heart, and living proof that it's never too late to evolve, to try again, or to go after what you really want. Caroline encourages women to take up space, to know they're never too much, and to believe that nothing they're dreaming of is out of reach. And guys, she's doing all that while raising two teenage boys, one of whom is driving, by the way, we just learned.
Oh my God.
She is Superwoman, and we cannot wait to dive in. Caroline, welcome to Between Us Moms.
I love you guys. You guys, meeting you two at a dinner. You guys, again, I don't think people realize, I think we see a lot of the negative of social media, and I really try to focus on the good and the positive, and meeting some of the most incredible women that I have ever met that would not have been in my circle if I hadn't really had the opportunity to do all of this. So I am like forever grateful. Getting to meet you guys at an incredible event that's the joy. Like that to me is the joy, because that's the community. So thank you so much for having me. I'm honored and grateful.
Oh, the pleasure is ours. And like you said, we met at this event and you sat down at our table, and it's like all of a sudden everything started going in slow-mo, because I'd been following you because my mom introduced me to you. We're obsessed with you. Shop every link you send. We are like deeply OG with you.
We're shopping with Caroline.
We are, yes.
Right?
Katie and I were like riding a high from that night forever. So big thank you to Dear Media and to Meta for hosting that event where we got to meet. So kismet. Yes. But your time is precious. So we want to dive in. And this might seem a little bit strange, but sometimes I think it's a good idea to ask the question you would typically ask at the end of an interview first, because it kind of sets the intention for the convo. And I think before we dive in, I want to ask you, what's one thing that you want moms listening to feel after hearing this episode?
Great question. My true purpose and my true passion, again, I know people see the clothes, they see the jewelry, they see the parties, and I know that all looks really fun. But to me, I don't give a shit about any of that. Truly, my purpose is to empower. And I hope you walk away with hope. And if you're not feeling your best, that there is a world where you can. So I hope you walk away feeling like every opportunity is available to you.
I feel like already I'm going to get weepy-eyed early on in this
Me
episode,
too.
But I want to go back a little bit. Anyone who is new following you, or maybe like isn't following you yet, I want them to know that you're a fierce woman. Like when I met you, I felt instant like magic. You're full of confidence. You're full of moxie. But I think what's really inspiring about you is that you, like so many women, and really like myself, I've talked about this a lot on this podcast, felt like you lost yourself a little bit after like motherhood. And I think it was a call from your mom that sort of woke you up. And would you mind kind of starting there and telling our mamas a little bit about you and how you came to like be this big internet personality?
I know there's so many women sitting at home thinking that life is over. And I don't mean over like something's going to happen to you, just over in the sense that you stop becoming the main character in your own life story, right? Like there is a point once you get married and once you have children where everyone else becomes more important than you. And it definitely happened to me. I grew up in New York City. I really thought I was very tough, very independent. You know, I grew up watching my mom very much have an unhappy marriage. And I don't mean that to disrespect them in any way. My dad, you know, he was very successful. He loved the ladies. My mom sacrificed her happiness for the money. She did not want us to have less. So she did not want him to get married and have a new family and then not pay attention to us. Like my mom was very adamant that they did not come to this country. She did not help him make all of that to then take it away from us. So she was willing to sacrifice having a voice, having power, you know, and just feeling. So I really watched that growing up. And I remember promising myself at a very young age saying, like, I just never want to be like that. I don't want to be at anyone's beck and call. I don't want to be controlled by money. But what's interesting is, I think as you become a mom and you get married, no matter how strong you are, no matter how independent you are, there is a tremendous amount of responsibility that is now handed to you. And I think that if you care, and I think a lot of us do, a lot of us incredible mamas out there, we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. I don't think women are very honest about, what really goes on after you have kids and are married. And I've joked saying it's like a Ponzi scheme because again, they're promising you the world, you're making this investment and now you're stuck, right? And I don't mean it's stuck like it's terrible to have kids. I love my boys. It's the greatest work I've ever done. But to say that it doesn't change you, to say it doesn't knock you off your pedestal, I think is a complete lie. And I know there's some outliers out there that are the best stay-at-home moms on the planet. I have friends who genuinely love it. They love doing the snacks. They love having the play dates. They really genuinely do. And my hat is tipped off to them because it just really wasn't me. And I really tried to fall into doing everything that I didn't have growing up because my dad was always working. My mom was always chasing my dad. And, they did not pay a lot of attention to me. So I felt the need to be this over the top mom. I waited till I was 38 and 40 to have kids because for me, again, I wanted to be independent. I did not want to be like locked down. So when I did have kids, I went above and beyond. I thought that I had to be everything to everyone to be considered a good mom. I was out every day, the play dates, the my gyms, like every day, all day, breaking my ass. I don't know who I was proving what to. Like, there is no award for best mom. There's no Oscar. Like, there's no pot of gold at the end of life that if I sacrifice it all and I'm a hot mess and I don't live out any of my dreams, that means that I'm the best mom ever and my kids are going to be the best ever. Like, that's all bullshit. Like, there is no truth to that. So what I really realized very quickly was how easily we can get sucked into this pattern, into this routine of putting ourselves last. You look in the mirror, you don't even recognize yourself. I don't think people talk about it enough, how much of a drastic change that is for moms to all of a sudden look in a mirror. You don't look like yourself. You don't feel like yourself. And now you're responsible for an entire family. And you're just like, wait, what? That's where I was. And the most independent, strong, bitch that I thought I was, I all of a sudden am in, dirty sweatpants, shit all over me. I haven't slept in weeks. I had mastitis. I was a wreck. Cut to the phone ringing one day. And literally my mom is hysterical screaming. My mom said, your dad's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I do not know where the money is. 2 years of taxes are missing. She was like, you have to take care of us. It's on you. And I was like, I'm sorry. I have 2 small children at home. My husband travels for work 24/7. I have no help. And now you're telling me that across the country, my 2 parents, elderly, have no idea where the money is and they're having a nervous breakdown. I was like, how much can one person really take? I have to call. I need a minute. Like, I need to call you back. Hung up the phone. I just looked up and for whatever reason, that mirror in the hallway was right there. I just remember looking in the mirror and I was like, what happened to you? And I was like, who the fuck is that? I was like, that person is not going to be able to handle all of this. That hot mess. You look disheveled. You look exhausted. You do not look confident. You don't look like you've got your shit together. That person is not going to be the superhero that saves everyone. So I got to focus on that first to see how I'm going to fix everything else. Because I was like, if I don't feel good, I don't know how I'm going to be able to fix anything else. I remember talking to John. I was like hysterically crying. And I was like, I can't believe my dad, like the person that always was in control, always handled everything, all of a sudden can't. And my mom, who I thought was so powerful and so independent and so tough and strong, actually isn't and doesn't know where anything is. And I was like, do I know where anything is? I was like, would I actually know what to do if something happened right now? And I was like, fuck. I was like, honestly, no. I was like, I look like shit. I feel like shit. And if he walked out the door right now, I'd be fucked. I was like, this is what I swore I would never do. We're not ending up like that. I was like, we're not doing that. I was like, I'm going to bring you back to life. That's it. You're going to get up. You're going to get dressed. We're betting on you. And I was like, that's it. I was like, I need to know where money is. I need to know how to make money. I need to know how to take care of myself. I was like, I don't want to end up like this. And that's really where it started.
You said so much that I'm like,
I know.
Oh, because I'm thinking, what a hard thing it is in life, and everybody will feel this. that you grow up thinking your parents are the smartest people in the room. And then when you realize they're not as perfect as you thought they were, like what a mind fuck that is. But
Oh
then
yeah.
also like the fact that you took this, what could have been seen as like this big traumatic, scary event and used it for a positive is like says so much about who you I don't there's just so much that you just said. I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
I
No,
know.
but it is what you said. It is this thing of like, how easily that we can take things that happen to us. And that's why I try to always say, like, yes, we can give up, but we can also get up and we can also have control and have some power because we do have choices. You putting your oxygen mask on first is not selfish. You have to be okay to take care of everyone.
Yeah.
I want my kids to see someone who feels good, who actually is accomplishing goals. I'm setting an example, and
Yeah.
that's what I want them to see. And at the end of the day, like running around doing everything for everyone, I wasn't the best mom.
You really are an inspiration because there's an inherent thing with moms where we feel guilty when we're taking care of ourselves. What would be your advice to the moms listening who like are ready to just take one small step towards nurturing themselves or bringing themselves back to life? Where did you start? What would you suggest for them? What's a digestible thing they could be doing?
Slow and steady wins the race. I think that when we think of transformations and thinking that you're going to just transform yourself overnight or reinvent yourself, I find that so overwhelming. And I think that that's what makes people quit. We're looking for excuses as human beings. We look for excuses to not have to do the work because it is
Mm,
hard. It is really hard to make changes, to set boundaries, to choose yourself is a badass move. It is because that's not what we're told. That is not what we're taught. We overthink things and you don't need to. I started really small with just reminding myself of like just taking a little time for myself because are you going to start a whole career one night? No. For
right.
me, it was just like, what can I do for myself every single morning that it just makes me feel good? Literally started there. It was not Shop with Carolyn and everything that's happened now, complete fluke. I just wanted a little extra cash so I could buy more clothes. Genuinely, like you guys, I'm not joking. It was literally, I was so tired of fighting over the credit card bill.
Oh, that's so real. Oh, I'm
I was
obsessed.
so sick of the credit card
Yeah.
conversation that I was like, I'm going to make some fucking money of my own and I'm going to buy my shit. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
I just want a little extra to just buy things so like we don't fight over the credit card. So I started literally with just getting up and getting dressed because genuinely, I know that sounds ridiculous. I know some people think like, Caroline, we get up and get dressed. No, you don't. You're not intentionally doing it. You are
Right.
not doing it with awareness. You're not doing it with, I'm going to take care of myself. I want you to take that little bit of time, even if you have to put the, alarm clock a little earlier. I cannot tell you how life-changing it is to be in control of your schedule and your routine, not
Mm,
being woken up suddenly by your kids or by everything running late that makes you scatterbrained. It makes you stressed. It makes you anxious. Like for me, when I started setting that alarm, I did at 5:30. I would get that movement in. I would get that 1 hour workout in. I'd be showered and dressed, ready before school. I'm not going to fuck around. I'm going to show up at school looking fucking good. I'm just going to start there because I actually felt more confident. So I walked
yeah.
into school feeling better. I felt put together. I had taken care of myself. The kids weren't even up yet. So when the kids woke up, I was in a great mood. I was making breakfast because like I wasn't frazzled. Like I had taken care of myself. So like I was in a good mood. And that's how I led the day. Once you routinely start feeling better, you don't ever go back. Like
Right.
Yeah.
once you got that pep in your step and you realize how good you feel, like you will never be a mess again. Like I feel uncomfortable when I'm not
Yeah.
ready because I know
Yeah.
what it does for me.
As you became more you and putting your oxygen mask on first, you do have two sons.
Yeah.
How did it impact the way that they see women?
Ooh, good one.
You know?
Truthfully, I think the best thing that's ever happened to us, again, they're watching their dad do more of the stay at home stuff now. Like we've role reversed because he came over to work with me. And now I'm the forward facing. I'm the one who has to be out at everything, doing everything. So John is the one cooking dinner. He's the one doing pickup and drop offs. He's at school. He deals with all the school sports. Like I don't really deal with any of that now. Like we've literally reversed roles. Like he deals with dinner. He deals with shit like where it is like I don't have the time to necessarily be focused on all of that. And it's funny because the boys literally now, like they've never mentioned anything about it. They've never said like, oh, that's weird. If anything, they're like, oh, that's cool that dad's always home. Or he'll say, like, oh my God, it's so fun that you guys are together all the time. Or they'll say, they ask him for now for everything. Like, they don't come to me. They literally are like, Dad, can you get me that? I just start laughing. So I was like, now you
It's
know how it
Yeah.
feels.
yes,
Like,
because I literally say to my daughter, she's 2.5, and she's always like, "Mommy, can I have a snack? Mommy, I want apple juice," or "Mommy, I want this." Mommy, I'm like, "Your dad is right there. You can
they
ask your
never
dad
ask that.
too."
Never.
Never. Never until now.
It's
And it's funny, it does change because like now they actually look for him more. And it's funny, I don't know if it's because it's a dad and they're boys and like, for
sure.
sports and things like that, they definitely like where I felt a little bit like, oh God, do they always want dad now? Because it's weird. It is bizarre. And it's just, because you're the one that was the caretaker. I'm the one that was there for everything. And just so all you amazing moms know, they don't remember shit. Just so you know, my son, he's like, you never took me anywhere. I literally, I went crazy. I was at the zoo every week. I was at the play place every week. I was at my gym. I was out all day, every single day with him to the point that my friends thought I was crazy. He told me he doesn't remember any of it.
Oh my God. I've been having guilt that I haven't been taking my kids out and about all that much.
Nope.
So now I feel fine about it. Thank you.
Nope. Doesn't remember travel town. Doesn't remember those. Like, I'm like,
Oh
if you
my
knew how much
God.
time I spent at all these places, every single place you can imagine. When I say I was over the top, I really was this like trying to be super mom. They don't remember any of it. And I'm not joking. So
I needed to hear this.
Yeah.
Social media plays like such a mind fuck on you,
it's
and it makes you
bullshit.
think like we have to do that because we feel like we're not doing our part if we're not doing that. But you're right.
Yeah.
They don't
Who cares?
effing
Even
who cares?
do you guys remember the TikTok lunches? Like all the crazy TikTok lunches? And I tried one because I was feeling guilty. My sons were like, what is this crap? And
You read
they
my
were like,
mind.
why are you putting these weird notes and shit? I was like, they don't even care.
You read my mind. I was like the little heart-shaped sandwiches and shit. Like that's, yeah, no.
No, peanut butter and jelly and some chips. Like,
No.
honestly, listen, if you have the time for that makes you happy, I'm not here to judge.
Yes.
Like, genuinely, if that makes you happy, amazing. But we have to be okay not judging the moms who don't. The over the top moms, I feel like they get so much praise, but there's a lot of us we're not
Yeah.
type A, we're a little more type B, and we don't get, the permission. And the truth is, our kids are just as fucking cool, just as healthy, just as smart. Like, they're just fine. And again, to each his own. Take the
Yeah.
pressure off, ladies. I am telling
Love that.
you, as long as you're smiling and happy, that's all your kids want to see. You looking and feeling your best is the greatest gift you will ever give your kids. It
Mm.
shows them that you care. It shows them that you're important. It shows self-worth, self-respect. It shows that you matter. And that's,
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
them to know that a woman matters.
You mentioned your marriage, and John is amazing. Everyone who's following you knows John. He's like very much a stud in the story. And you guys have been married for 2 decades. What would you say is a lesson about marriage that you wish more moms heard sooner?
Oh, I got this. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
1. So we married 21 years. I'm going to tell you, you are not dead in love your entire marriage. You are annoyed. You do want to run away sometimes. Life is hard. You are challenged, and nobody is perfect. The greatest thing that John and I have that I think has been the key to our success, because yes, we do fight. Yes, we do argue. Yes, we have hard times. Yes, we have very different ways of traveling, of spending. So it's like, we definitely get cranky and we definitely have that. But number one is communication and respect. It is something we talked about very early on because my parents would curse at each other and they would say things that were very disrespectful. And you would really lose a sense of respect there that I don't think you can get back once somebody hits below the belt. We communicate hardcore. Like, we have had some of the hardest conversations. We have definitely heard things we don't want to hear. We have definitely had to put our ego and our pride aside. And I think, honestly, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to evolve and grow if you want it to last. Because I think a lot of people stay the same.
Yeah.
And I think a lot what happens is, number one person starts to wake up or have an aha moment. They start to change. And if that person isn't willing to change with you, that can become very difficult. And I do think also this becomes a very close friendship that you support each other, you depend on each other, we love each other, we want to see each other succeed. We want to share it with each other. And you just hope that you get along and have fun along the way. And I think John and I, we laugh a lot. Like we are, you know, we can like joke around a lot. We can laugh a lot. Even when we're pissed, like I'll come in there and do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
we try to keep it light. We're very affectionate. We are very affectionate in front of the boys. I think it's really important for them to see. It's not easy, you guys. It's not easy. I would be lying if I said it was easy. No,
It's
like
not.
for example, yesterday I was frustrated at dinner. I was annoyed. I was cranky, which then made him cranky.
Yeah.
Then the boys were like, please don't fight. Like, don't be annoyed at dad. I'm like, fine. And, you know, like we can kind of joke about it now because it's like we're that open, you know, so it kind of makes me let it go. And the one thing I will say, ladies, this is my best piece of advice.
Ooh.
Okay. What John and I did, especially when I started all of this, we made a promise to each other to always choose happy. No matter what we're going through, no matter what the argument is, no matter how hard it is, we just remind ourselves to choose happy. And what does that mean? And it's like, just try to choose the positive, try to see the good. You know, I know you're upset. I know you're angry, but like, can we get the, like, let's just choose happy. Let's just let it go. Let's just be happy. And it works like a charm.
I love that.
We do that too. Or we're like, do we really want to fight right now? Like, and the answer is no. Let's just, is it worth it?
Yeah.
No.
We're both going to be in bad moods. Today's a good day. Why ruin it? And so, yeah, I love everything you just
and just like, let it go.
let it go.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
I want to talk a little bit more about your sons and being teenagers because we are not there yet, but it is something that is on my mind all of the time, just like thinking about the future. So I have sort of like a two-parter. The first is, what keeps you up at night as a mom of teen boys? And B, I feel like we always hear about like boys being less emotionally connected than girls. And so I guess, how do you guys as parents like stay connected to your boys without forcing like that closeness, you know?
Yeah, great questions. I think the first one, what I lose sleep on at night is safety. I do. I watch a lot of crime docs. I watch a lot of this stuff. I grew up in New York City. Security and safety was always I was very street smart as a kid. And I think, unfortunately, you know, times have changed, and I am very nervous about the kids being out. I worry about like anything happening to them. I literally lose sleep. I just want them to stay home and be in their rooms forever. Like, I think that's been the hardest for me. Just protecting them and feeling like they're safe. And then I think boys definitely don't talk as much. I think they're much quieter. They avoid bedtime, right? That is the time that I swear that's where I've gotten Finn when we had a hard time in middle school, because my other biggest fear is bullying. That's my biggest fear as a mom. You have no idea. My second son had a very hard time in middle school, and I cried myself to sleep many nights. But this is where they talk more at night. So even when all that stuff was going on in middle school, I realized when we would get into bed to say goodnight, they start, you know, they want to avoid, they want to like chit chat. So when it's dark, when you're not facing them eye to eye, they talk a bit more. Like, I think when you're coming here, it's more intimidating. I really thought something was going on at school. I was very concerned about bullying, and I knew he wasn't going to just tell me directly. So I had to keep asking different times of days, different days. I would take breaks until finally one day he opened up. It took about 6 to 8 months. And then he finally one day cried to me, and it wasn't bullying. It was more feeling he had skipped a grade, and he was having a hard time connecting and relating to kids. But we ended up getting help. We got a therapist. He ended up becoming president of the school after feeling like he did not have one friend, did not fit in, so it took time, but they will talk and they will tell you. And I think it's like when you give them that safe space and not push it and not constantly nag, slowly but surely they start to open up. But I think boys, you got to keep an eye on them. I do agree with you. I mean, all my friends who have girls, like, they tell me everything. The girls, it's like, They come running. Caroline, you have no idea what happened. It's so different. Whereas the boys just don't do that. They do not talk.
I want to talk about your mom for just a second because you've talked so much about her. She's on your Instagram. Everyone loves her. She lives with you. I mean, it's like this full circle thing when you get to take care of your parents. A very hard thing, but a privilege.
Yeah.
I'm curious, one of the many things that's inspiring about you that people can relate to is just stopping generational patterns. It's very clear, even just in our chat with you, that has been a priority for you, like doing things different. And
the greatest thing I ever did.
Yes.
Truthfully.
And
myself.
hard and very hard. Yeah. We fall into these patterns because it's what we know. It's in our DNA. But she's there now to witness everything you've built, everything you're doing. I'm proud of you. And I'm a new friend, does she tell you how proud she is? I mean, what a blessing she gets to see it.
I'm going to cry because truthfully, I don't want to cry. Truthfully, I can't tell you how much that means because no, she doesn't. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, she's, I've been able to see success at a time that, she's just not with it anymore. Like she's not my mom anymore. Like I am really her caretaker now. Mm-hmm. And it really is full circle because I think the hardest part is that I felt like my entire life I took care of her. And I don't want to do that to my own kids because it has been really hard. It is very hard to feel responsible. Like growing up, my mom was always upset. She was always depressed. I was really the clown. Like people ask me why you're always smiling and happy. Like that was my role. Everybody else was pissed and unhappy. Somebody had to be happy. Somebody had to keep things going. And I was just that one that I always tried to see the good. I always wanted to see people happy. It was very hard to see your mom that unhappy. I wish, I'm not going to cry. I wish I could say I'm proud of myself and I feel really lucky that I have empowered myself enough to know that that's enough. Like I'm enough and me being proud of myself is enough. And I'm proud that I'm not letting her sacrifice go to waste on me. So I feel honored that I've been able to live out what she was not capable of. I am honored that I was able to break the vicious cycles she was not able to. And I'm really proud that I have a happy home, I have happy kids, and that I know how to take care of myself. And that really is due to her sacrifice. And I will never waste that. So I don't care if she's proud of me or not. She's given me a gift that it's okay. Yeah. I'll be okay. I'm just happy that she's here. I'm happy that I can do it for her. I'm happy that I can show her that, that it didn't go to waste, that her sacrifice did not go to waste.
Oh, I know.
Sorry.
It's such a good message. Yeah.
Because a lot of our moms don't, not all our moms are happy for us. Not all our moms, some moms are your first bullies. I know people say that and it's hard. My mom was very hard on me. She definitely had very high expectations, but at the end of the day, we're all human. I realized that she was living for the first time too and doing the absolute best she could in a very hard situation. I do not have a cheating husband. I can't imagine how stressful and hard that is. So I forgive her.
Yeah.
I accept it. Like I turned out pretty damn good. So I'm proud. And, I've learned so much from her, even if it's what not to do, like.
Caroline, the beauty of you is how transparent you are. People love to put like a little bow on everything and try and make it all sound like it's fine. Everything's hunky dory, but you're so transparent. You're so honest with your followers. It's why people love you so much because you're doing what most people can't. And so
I really appreciate that.
Well,
I really do. I really do. And I just hope women know that, at the end of the day, like you're important too. I really just don't ever want you to forget how important you are. The role you have is incredibly important. Why do kids believe in unicorns? Because they see a real life one walking around their house all day and it's fucking you. Moms are unicorns. It is insane what we are capable of. Like it really is. We are so powerful. We are so smart. We are so capable and we just don't get the credit for it. And if no one else will give it to you, I will. Or you give it to yourself. And that's why you look in the mirror every day and remind yourself that you're smart, you're capable, you're strong, and you can do hard things. Because at the end of the day, life is really hard. I'm 54. I can tell you life is hard. It's unexpected. We have friends going through massive divorces. We have friends whose husbands have died suddenly in a hotel room from heart attacks. Like, I have my best friend, her 9-year-old son died of cancer. When I tell you, life gets very, very hard, but we don't give up. We find our happy in the hard, and we keep getting up and we keep moving forward. That's just, not everyone gets the privilege to be young. Not everyone gets the privilege to be old. So we keep getting up.
And I'm literally sobbing.
I'm sobbing
because apart.
How did this all happen? I've been
you're amazing.
Interview.
You're amazing. You're amazing. Yeah.
It's kind of like what Hallie just said and how transparent and honest you are about all these things and like all these hardships, right? And it's true. It's like we all have a story that we could tell right now that's like that life did us dirty. We all have it. But the fact that, and again, it's like you're able to like turn it into a positive or to uplift other people, even in your saddest, hardest times. Like that is such a rare thing. And in hearing you talk about your mom, and I know we're almost out of time, so we will wrap up so soon. But in talk, we had our moms on the podcast, and I remember asking,
how was it?
So
it was
fun.
amazing,
Yeah.
and it was like very eye-opening for me to like ask my mom all the things that like I always kind of wanted to ask her. And there's also been some like private conversations I've had with her, maybe not on the podcast, about some things that she dealt with and us growing up. And so I'm wondering. I know you said your mom is older now, and I'm sorry that she hasn't had the opportunity or didn't have the opportunity to tell you how proud she was of you, but I'm wondering if you were able to have any of the hard conversations with her in years past about how you felt about how your dad treated her and how she was receptive, if she was receptive or not.
I think it's interesting because I think people don't realize how many conversations, how many very hard conversations we've had. We actually didn't speak for 3 months. She told me I was the worst daughter, the worst human being. I was a piece of shit, that I was called me every name in the book. And I literally, and this is when I started to set my boundaries. So I was always, again, when your parents help you, when they take care of you, they always have a say, they always have a word. Once you start becoming independent and start fighting back and understanding like, no, you don't run the show. And yes, when you're in my home, you can't be screaming and yelling like that. My husband doesn't like it. My kids don't like it. Little things like that, where I start to push back a little on the way they would act. That, of course, me growing up, I couldn't say anything because it's their house, their money, they can do whatever they want.
Right.
But as they're coming into my space, we started to have a little bit more pushback because I was kind of like, no, you can't act like that. No, you're not allowed to scream and yell like that. Like, we do not want that kind of household. And like, they would get a little tension and they'd be like, Mom, and I'd be like, you grew up, you're always screaming, like you're always upset. And she was like, well, you don't know what I was dealing with. And it was always an excuse. It was always an excuse of what she was dealing with. And I was somebody that as I got older, I definitely would kind of fight back and poke the bear a little bit, because I'd be like, oh, you think you're so tough? Then why didn't you ever walk away? And I'd be like, oh, you're so tough and you're yelling and screaming, but yet you always take him back. And I'd be like, how does that make you powerful? I was like, basically, he knows exactly your pattern. He does whatever he wants. You find out, you scream and yell, you insult, he sits, he apologizes, then the whiskey comes out, and then everybody's fine again. And it's like, we've all listened to a screaming match. We've all been stressed out of our minds. I'm hiding in the closet from the screaming. I used to hide in the closet and like rock myself from listening to them screaming, yell, and insult each other. And then everything would be fine. And that was till he died. Literally.
Oh my gosh.
So I used to be like, Mom, like, when does this end? Or she'd be like, yelling at him about something and like repeating the insults. I'd be like, but you stayed. So what are all these insults about? Like, you stayed. She did not like hearing that. So trust me when I've said I would bring things up. We had hard conversations, but it got to the point where I wasn't scared of her anymore. And she didn't have any power over me, and she did not have any control over me. I'm like, I'm a mom. I've got kids. I've got a home. You don't get to tell me what to do. And I have every right to talk to you and ask questions and feel the way I'm feeling. Yeah. And at some point, I just wasn't scared of her anymore. Finally, little by little, she would start to open up. She got less defensive. She would give in. And then unfortunately, once your parents need you, they become children. And unfortunately, I think she wouldn't dare fight me now because she's terrified of me putting her in a home or me leaving her. Like, now she will say, thank you so much. I hope I'm not a bother. She'll say like, I'm so sorry if I'm annoying you guys. I'm like, no, of course not, but now she's very humble. She was not humble growing up. and we've had blowouts where we did not speak. But it got to a point that I just was like, either we do it my way or it's just not going to work. And I love you and I care about you, but I'm not happy with the way the relationship is. And I don't feel good with the way that you act in my home or the way that you treat me or the expectations you have. And it's hard to say when it's your family, but I will command and demand respect from anybody who is surrounding me. I do not care if you're my sister, my mother, my friend, somebody I work with. I just will not be in rooms or be around people that don't make me feel good. Life's too short.
Amen.
Boundaries.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And our last question, and then we'll let you go.
Oh, I love it.
I'm so curious. You are such a presence on social media and you are a force as a woman. And so I'm curious, what do you think social media gets right about women and aging and just life? And what do you think it gets wrong?
Ooh, good. Okay, so one, I think what they get wrong is that all women are pinned against each other, and that women don't support women, and that we don't want to see each other win, and that older women aren't beautiful, and that that you have to be perfect. I think that's the bullshit that I think people think about social media, because what I see now, and I think it's once you change your perspective, and I think once you feel good, I think I started to see the good. I think when you're insecure and you're not feeling your best, you might focus and see the negative. But I think when you're feeling good, just like everything else, like I don't have time to be mean or to be rude or anything. Like I don't have time because I'm feeling good and I'm happy. So what I do see on social media, I feel like I have seen some of the most incredible friendships. I have seen women really supporting women. I think women dominate on social media. I think they dominate, like women-owned businesses, women's platforms. We are leading the way on this. The fact that you can make money, support your entire family from your bedroom on your phone, I think is life-changing. That is not something my mom ever had the ability or opportunity to do. So I feel when women are like, oh, I don't know what to do. The truth is, open your phone, get on Google, get on YouTube, like start learning things, start figuring things out. But it is very available to me. So I think social media has been an incredible platform, especially for moms and older women that felt life was over for them. And there is an opportunity here to start anything, any business, any hobby, even just for fun, even just to make a little extra, even just to feel a little bit independent. I feel that's what social media has done for women. And I think
To
it's
buy
showing
clothes.
yes, to buy clothes, to look good. I think it's like reminding us that women are powerful, that we're smart, that it's okay to look good. I like that they're showing women now, just you see how many women-owned businesses are out there. I don't know. I find it very inspiring. And I feel like it just, social media shows how many opportunities there really are out there for us.
Yeah. You're walking proof of that. You went from
walking proof
stay-at-home mom to making six figures every month. I love that you're honest about that, by the way. We just had a conversation with a friend of ours who was like, we have to start talking about the money we're making.
Nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah. I know.
Nobody talks about it. Everyone like hides everything. And I'm like, how are women going to succeed if we're not all supporting each other and helping each other?
Exactly.
And for people to think that you cannot, like I made more in a month than John, I made 3 times what John made in a year, in a month.
Amazing.
So you can, and you will. And the fact is, you have the opportunity of so many people seeing you. I think that's what's so incredible. That like I got lucky enough to get on Dear Media because Michael and Laura were watching, or like I got my book because Hay House is following. Like you get to actually have incredible opportunities with people you would never have met. That's why be consistent. The more you are out there, the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunity there is for someone to see you.
You talked about your book. Is there an unscripted show in the works?
There is. We just signed a little deal for some TV. I really want something positive, and I really want something that helps support women. And, so it's going to be women focused, empowerment, motivation. We're very excited about that.
Amazing.
The book comes out next December, and then we're just having so much fun.
I love it.
Can people pre-order the book yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I will let you know because I would be honored, honestly.
Well, we will be
we want to read it. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm so excited, you guys. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud. We're like on chapter 10. We have like 4 more to we handed in February 15th. So we're very excited.
Under deadline. You've got this.
I also think you should go on Real Housewives. Is that weird?
my God.
Do you know that's funny is that I was like one of the final four and Crystal Minkoff got it.
Stop it right now. No.
She is one of my good friends too. So I was like, good for you. I was like, get it, girl. I was like, Lion King. Like, we were
Okay.
laughing. But yeah, she got it. And honestly, what I heard from her, it's the best thing that ever happened to me that I didn't do it. And I ended up doing everything I've wanted to do on my terms with no bullshit. So I'm very lucky, honestly.
Okay. What a joy. Honestly, knowing you online, I will say this. I said this to you the night we met, but you know, Katie and I work in entertainment. We meet celebrities, we meet influencers. A lot of times you're disappointed because they're not the people they present to be online. You, for everyone listening, are everything you say you are, everything you show us online. You are that, and you're actually so much more. Meeting you, I'll cry again. Meeting you that night was truly such a pleasure. And when we asked if you'd come on our little podcast, you miss like almost 1 million followers, podcast your own book, unscripted show. We're like, yes, it'd be an honor. Where do I sign up?
Are you kidding? Yes. And
you're the real deal.
I love you guys. I'm honored and so grateful. And having you in my circle, I'm a lucky one.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Between Us Moms.
Don't forget to follow us for more mom life conversations and content, and subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.
And if you liked this episode, send it to a mom friend.
You know, she'll get it too.
See you next time.